back. Let's refresh what we have yesterday. Our workshop is about B6. B6 is the last name of Primavera. Primavera, one of Oracle products now, and we are in version 24, and I believe that it is installed in your machine 20. No problem, no difference between 20 and 24. The only difference in the web application. I told you yesterday that we have two types of license, EPPM and BPM. Our course at the BPM, or Professional Project Management, which is can be installed in a laptop, but the optimum solution is to be installed at the server to let anyone log to the same database. This is the optimum use of Primavera. It is not made for a standalone work. It made for a whole company to be installed at the server, and many users can log to the server at the same time. I told you yesterday that we have two types of information, enterprise information and project information. And usually you have to ask yourself, what I'm looking for is enterprise information or project information, because at the menu bar we have two tabs, one for the enterprise, which include all the enterprise information, one for the project, which is include all the commands or windows for the project specific information. After we knew the type of information, we knew something called EPS and OPS. And in Primavera language, we call this dictionaries. What the dictionaries? Dictionaries is the dictionary which will be used by all the project. The aim or the reason of creating EPS is grouping the project together in programs to let the higher level management get a report on a higher level. Yes, I am responsible for one project. You are responsible for other project, but our boss is responsible for post project and board project as well. Can he get a report for all project together? Yes, by dividing the project at the enterprise in the enterprise project structure in pyramids nodes, we can group later on the projects by the EPS. We didn't create EPS only, we create something else called OPS, organization breakdown structure, which means the hierarchy of responsibility. As I told you yesterday, for each EPS element, for each project, for each WBS, what we are going to learn today, we have to assign someone responsible for this item. From where we get this responsibility? From the organization breakdown structure. After we knew how to create the EPS and the OPS, we moved to Primavera. We knew how to open Primavera, how what is the different name of each bar in Primavera, starting from title bar, menu bar, tool bar, directory bar, command bar. We understand what the interface is, and then we start doing some brackets in changing the layouts. Changing what is at the top of the layout. Could be Gantt chart, it could be table, it could be network, it could be activity usage spreadsheets. It depends on what type of information you want to provide to your boss or your report. So based on what you need to print out, you have to change what is there at the top of the screen and at the top of the layout. We describe it, and we know how to change it, then we know how to add columns to the layout. We can add more columns, and we can also change the name of the columns, not only the default name, but we can change name, like what we did yesterday. Instead of units, budget units, labor, we make it workforce hours. It could be better for your organization to be readable like that, better than the budget units. So we can add more columns, we can change the columns, the column name, and finally we get a screenshot, or we saved what we did as a layout. And I believe that you understand how we save a layout for future use. When we save a layout, it will include all the information when we click save, it will be part of the layout. Later on, we don't have to add columns and move columns. We usually customize the layout for our reports, then saving at the database for future use. After we know how the layout is, we move to a calendar. We knew how to create a calendar. We understand yesterday that we have 3 types of calendar in Primavera: global calendar, project calendar, resource calendar. And when we said project calendar, it will be active only when we open this project. Without any opening project, we cannot add a project calendar. And I told you yesterday, in many cases, in very special cases actually, we need in sometimes to create a calendar for a certain project. It will not be used for any other project. It will be used for this project only. Maybe in sometimes we deal here or in Saudi Arabia in fast tracking project. What the meaning of fast tracking project? No holidays, 7 days per week, 12 hours per day, and maybe 2 shifts at the day. So in this case, this calendar is not applicable to be used for our other project. We have to create it for this project only. We logged to the calendar under enterprise, and we know how to modify and how to add a new calendar, how to set the work week, how to set the work end, the weekend by making the working hour 0. And then we created a new global calendar and done. And I believe that you know how to create a calendar. Why we create the calendar first? Because when we start adding a new project, one of the information we need to make it as a default information at the project is which calendar will be used in this project. Now we are ready. We have enterprise project structure. We have OPS. We define the calendar. It's time now to add a new project. As I told you yesterday, 3 ways to add a new project. The first one is file new, which will open a wizard going step by step, next, provide the information at the wizard, done at the end of the steps, at the end of the next, you complete it, finish, and you create an empty project. Include only the ID, name, and the start date of the project. Is there any other way to add a project to our database? Yes, we can import it. And during this course, inshallah, we know how to import the file, XCR file, which coming from a different database to our database. In this case, I don't have to create the information to create the detail. I have to review the information which is coming from the contractor or from any other service provider. I'm the consultant. I need to check and review the information coming in this project. I will not create the information. I will review the information only. The third way of adding a project is copy and paste. We can highlight a project at the project window, click on the copy and the paste it again. When we will do this, if we have almost repeated project, in many cases I worked in a contracting company 20 years ago or 24 years ago. We were specialized in infrastructure. Infrastructure project almost the same. It is the same activity, but with the different names of the location. So I don't have to create the project from scratch. I will go there, copy a project from the old database and paste it, and then modify the information. Those are the 3 ways of adding a project. We started yesterday with adding a new project. We went to file, new. By clicking new, we move step by step. The first step, we will ask you about the EBS, this project belonging to which EBS element. Then move a little bit, provide ID, provide name, and when we say ID, it means it must be unique. The only reason, or the one of the 2 reasons that Primavera stop creating the project, when you provide an ununique ID, repeated ID, Primavera will refuse to create the project. And the second reason is to make the planned start date empty. He will ask you about ID, the name, then planned start date, must finish by date, who is responsible for this project, and we can choose it from the OBS. What will be the rate will be used in this project? We choose the standard rate. Finally, congratulations, we created the project, and this is what we created yesterday. A project is name is Engo. خلاص, Engo office building. As you see, it is empty. It has no information. After creating the project, we went to the project window and we highlighted the project what we created. The open folder indicate that this is the open project, and we start moving through some tabs at the project. The general tab, what is the general tab information included, what is the notebook is and how to add a notebook to it, what is the dates, and we said that we have 8 dates, 2 anticipated which not impact the calculation, 3 active which we have to provide it ourselves, planned start date, data date, and must finish by, and 3 from the system. We can do nothing about it. It will come from the system after we create the activity and calculate the project duration. The outcome, the calculated finish date, will be here at the finish. And when we start the first activity, it will be actual start of the project. And when we end the last activity at the project, it will be the actual finish of the project. Then we want to the most important tab, which we call it default. At the default, we choose which calendar this project will use in the new activity, what type of duration, and I told you yesterday, keep fixed duration and units, the default one, and what type of percent complete, how Primavera will calculate the percent complete of the activity in progress. 3 ways, based on duration, based on units, based on physical or expert judgment. We discussed it yesterday, and we said that we have another one, the third one, which we call it physical. Physical mean that it not depending on any calculation method. It is just expert judgment. Someone will go to the activity and make his opinion that he see that this activity is progressing 40%, 20% based on his own criteria. And finally, what will be used for adding a new activity? It will be, this is the prefix, the start of the activity ID. This is the suffix, the next part of the ID, and this is the increment will be added for each activity. This is what we had yesterday. Any question on it?
Yeah, one question, please. What does it
Tfaddal.
mean,
Yes.
the anticipating dates? That's different
Right.
from the activity dates or from the planned.
Of course,
does it mean
where we can find the anticipated dates at the window, the project window. You can find it here at the screen. And can you see my screen?
Yeah.
As I told you, yes, the planned start date according to the strategy of the company is 1st of January 25. But as a user, as a planner, I have a different point of view. I am saying that the budget will not be ready till the 1st of June. So I put a date here just to tell the other user who look to the same project that we have another point of view. Maybe this project will start in a different date. The question is, Primavera will use this project in calculating the schedule? No, it is just for mark. It is just for putting a data. It will not be used for the calculation at all. Okay, Engo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
You are most welcome. Right. I sent you, I believe, a PDF file which contain this course material. Let me open it. I believe that this file, what you received earlier.
Yeah, but I can't open it, or I cannot open it. I don't know why. The name of the calendar. Also.
I sent it to you, your WhatsApp. Did you download it in WhatsApp?
Not in WhatsApp, but in I forwarded it to my email account.
I will
Or
send
is that
you.
the problem?
I will send it again. Still outbox. It is a little bit have a big size, 13 megabytes, so it take time to be sent by the email.
Tja, ja, so, mal gucken. Ja, gestern, Donnerstag.
I will send you again, send it again through the WhatsApp also.
In WhatsApp, okay.
It is faster.
But in WhatsApp, he doesn't open it. He will not open it. I don't know why. In Dateien sichern, okay. Workshop.
Try to open it from the WhatsApp now. And check your email as well. It is out of my box now.
Yeah.
I believe that if
Yeah.
you make a refresh, you will receive it. Okay, look to the screen till you receive the email.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how to use this file and the purpose of this file. It is 96 pages. It is a little bit big one. It includes the content. Then the introduction we made about the different software and the project lifecycle. It is part of VMI. Then what is the EBS?
Mm-hmm.
Then what is the OBS and how it's look at in Primavera? Then information type, enterprise information, project specific information, enterprise/project specific information. Then how to create the EBS and the OBS. Then how to log to Primavera. Actually, the picture is a little bit old. It is different now. The login to Primavera is a little bit different now.
Mm-hmm.
How to click, then how to open a layout and how to add a columns. Then how to create a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Then how to add a project. File menu, click new and start the wizard. Select the EBS and then put a user project ID and activity name. Put the dates, planned start date and must finish by date. Select the project manager, assign the rate type, and finally, congratulations, you created the project.
Mm-hmm.
Type. Now it's time to create the details of the project which we created yesterday. By the end of the session, last session yesterday, we created a new project but it is empty. How to fill it, how to add the information. As I told you yesterday, our course, our workshop is step by step, one by one. Each topic leads to the second topic, and so on. After creating the project, it's time now to create something called WBS. Did you hear about the WBS before?
Yes.
You know it. The definition of WBS, or WBS, is the abbreviation for work breakdown structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, it is not invented by Primavera. It is invented by PMI, Project Management Institute, the American Project Management Institute. They define what the work breakdown structure is. Work breakdown structure, according to the definition, is a hierarchy arrangement of your project, which include the deliverable will come out from this project. In a different definition, it is subdividing the major project deliverable into smaller, more manageable components. So the aim of creating work breakdown structure will answer the question, is it better to deal with the whole project at the same time, or is it better to divide the project into smaller developer, smaller pieces, a smaller package, and let every one of the team responsible for this package? For a construction project, as an example, you have a big team at your project, one for the civil work, one for the mechanical work, one for the finishing, which could be architect or something like that, one responsible for engineering, one responsible for procurement. So it is better to divide the whole scope of the project into smaller and more manageable pieces. This is the definition of work breakdown structure.
Yeah.
Work breakdown structure will be something like this. Starting from the project will be at the first level, then deliverable at the second level, then more detailed at the third level. This is what we call work breakdown structure, which will be looks like that. Starting from the project name, then divide the project into smaller pieces in the second level, and go further to the third level. How many level you can reach? Here in Primavera, define up to 20 levels. You can break down the project up to 20 levels.
Wow.
Actually, I didn't ever reach the number 20 in my project. To reach the biggest number in dividing the project was I believe that 12 or 15 levels. Why? Because if you are dealing with a very complicated project which include many areas, many discipline, many type of work, many building time, in that case you can use many levels. But in a simple project like office building, it will be 2 levels or 3 levels, 4 levels maximum. So again, Primavera allow you to break down the work breakdown structure up to 20 level. It is your choice. I am going to create it in 3 level, 5 level, 10 level. It depends on the scope of work. That's why I will tell you something. Primavera will not help you in creating the work breakdown structure. Primavera does not know what type of work you are dealing with it. Is it construction? Is it IT? Is it oil and gas? I don't know. You are the one who knows the scope. You have the drawing. You have the bill of quantity. You have the aspects. You know exactly what is the content of the project. So Primavera, the advice is do your homework outside of Primavera and then return to Primavera to put the work breakdown structure you design it outside of Primavera in Primavera. Primavera is a tool, is a calculator. It doesn't have a best brackets. يعني what you are going to submit in Primavera, Primavera will not reject. Primavera is just a tool to represent what you created outside of Primavera.
Yeah.
So you have to do what the meaning of do homework. PMI defined that the work breakdown structure must be created by the team. How it come? يقول لك represent the scope of work, scope statement, drawing, bill of quantity, aspects to your team as a project manager, and start discuss what is the best way of breaking down this project into smaller pieces. As an example, here in Egypt, we start creating towers, subscribers. I'm the project manager of a high tower building, and I want to create the work breakdown structure of this high tower building. I'm the developer, I'm the owner, I'm not the contractor. I'm the owner of the project, and I'm the project manager of this project. I already defined the work of this high-rise building. I sit with my team. My team contain many disciplines: civil work, mechanical work, finishing work, marketing, sales, all the team which is responsible for the development of the project. I start the discussion, and this is the rule of the project manager, to start the discussion. Here it is. Dear team, did you read the aspects? Yes. Did you understand the scope of work? Yes, we understand. Any recommendation of which technique we are going to use in breaking down this scope into smaller pieces? You're like, the civil engineer raised his hand and said that, yes, it's better to do it like that. Starting with the project at the first level, then at the second level, we will make it substructure for all the work under the zero ground. Superstructure for the civil work is higher than the zero level. Finishing work, mechanical work. And those will be the second level of the project. Then the mechanical will take the package of mechanical, and he said that with the mechanical work, we'll break it down into elevators, HVAC, heat ventilation and air condition, and system, plumbing system, firefighting system, whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? The project starts first to the level 2, which contain a higher package. Then we will go with this higher package and break it down more. The HVAC engineer who said that, yes, we need to break the HVAC into smaller pieces, or the one who is responsible for the systems, you're like, I have to break the systems into many systems: plumbing system, firefighting system, smoke detector system, low current system, telephone system, CCTV system. So the same package, the one package could be break down into many pieces there. This is the way of doing the homework outside of Primavera. The outcome will be a graph, drawing, a sketch showing this breakdown. Once you do it, you go to Primavera to represent this graph or this sketch in Primavera to be the start point of creating the schedule, or the second step in creating the schedule. The first step is creating the project itself. The second step is breaking down this project into smaller pieces. We call it work breakdown structure. Type. Is there any particular way to make this breakdown structure? I represent to you, I used almost the discipline, the type of work to break down the structure. Maybe the market man or the market woman said that, I don't like what you are doing. I'm here to marketing the product this project will deliverable. So what is the technique used? You're like, I want to break down the project into residential floors, commercial floors, entertainment area, food court, gates, parking. Is this a way to break down the scope? Yes. Which one is better? The one by work type or by function? Which one is better? Can you answer this question? Which one is better to break down the work? By type of work or by the function area?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the work is more detailed, than the
yes. Actually, I'm asking this question not to get an answer. Both of them are right. If we agree about this technique or this technique as a team member, both of them is right. Work breakdown structure. This is the mean of work breakdown structure. Starting with the high level of the project, then breaking down into smaller pieces. Which technique we are going to use in creating these smaller pieces? by function, by area, by responsible manager, by discipline, whatever the technique is, what you agree about based on the case you are dealing with it is the best one. Right. I'm the project manager again. I heard from the civil engineer, from the engineers, and I hear from the sales and marketing people. We have to propose the work breakdown structure. I have to judge. I have to decide which one we are going to use. Actually, I will go to the sales and marketing people. Although it is not a proper way to divide our work into your point of view, because if we break it like that, we make it residential floors. It means that I have to assign more than one as a responsible manager for these elements. One for the civil, one for the mechanical, one for the finishing, and so on. No, it's better to divide it by discipline, because the organization of the team of the project is based on the discipline, not in the function. It is a decision at the end of the day. It is a decision from the team member and the project manager which approach they are going to use it.
Yeah.
Type. Done. We reach an agreement and we said that we will break the project into discipline. Type of work. Substructure, superstructure, finishing, external finishing, internal finishing, mechanical work, and this will be the second level, and then we'll go into breaking down more there. How we can use Primavera to represent this work breakdown structure, and this is the question now, and this is what we are going to do it now. How to let Primavera represent the sketch you made during the session of creating the work breakdown structure. Okay, how to do it? Go to Primavera. We have now two windows, activity window and project window. Can we create the work breakdown structure at the project? You're like, no, it is not the place of the creating the work breakdown structure. Project window is for creating the project only, or dealing with the project. Type activities windows. You're like, no, Bardo, no, activities windows for making the activities details, not the work breakdown structure detail. So in Primavera, do we have something called work breakdown structure? Yes, I will tell you, yes, we have another window in Primavera called work breakdown structure. Where I can find the work breakdown structure window? As Ingo, I'm a beginner, I have to ask myself, work breakdown structure is enterprise information or project information? Can you answer this question?
Project information.
Project information. Good, very good, Ingo. So naturally, I will find it under project at the menu bar. Follow me at the screen. When I click project, there is a tab called WBS. Is there anywhere else? Yes, at the directory bar at the left side, it is the same window, WBS. It is like subfolder. As I told you yesterday, Primavera represents the program as a pyramid, represent the project as a folder, and represent the work breakdown structure as a subfolder, folder from folder. I want to create the work breakdown structure in Primavera. How to do it? You're like, first of all, you have to go to work breakdown structure window. Here it is. Did you open it?
Yep.
Okay, follow me at the screen and I will let you do it, because you have a workshop to do it today, inshallah. Okay, when I went to the WBS window, I found that the project which we created yesterday, which is still opened, خلاص, is there at the top of the screen. Ingo 1, office building, the ID and the name. How can I add? You're like, you have a sketch, right? Do you make a sketch with your team to represent what you are going to do? Oh, yes, I have it. How to do it? You're like, go to the command bar. Here it is. This is the command bar at the right side. You can notice plus or add. Click plus. it will do what? It will make a child for the project. The project is a folder. The first child is, his code is 1, and you have to put the name of the child. Okay, it is in our exercise, engineering and design. We can keep it a number, the code as a number, we can put a name or letters, and go to the name and write the full name of the package we are going to create, engineering and design. Great. What is the second? You're like, after engineering and design, we have a tab called foundation. Type foundation under engineering and design or under the project? Sure, it is under the project. It is the second level from the project. Okay, how to do it? You're like, follow me at the screen. I will click add. Here it is.
Yeah.
When I create add, he did what? He made a child for the first child, not a child from the project. Type. It is a mistake. I have to make it as the brother of the engineering design, at the same level of engineering design. So I made a mistake. It is not a proper way to click add from the child level, the second level. It must be done from the first level. I have to highlight the project before clicking add. What I'm going to do with this mistake? You're like, you have many options there. The first option is go to command bar and click delete.
Okay.
Or cut, and then highlight the project and paste. Or you can use the arrow. You can notice that there are 4 arrows there.
Okay.
Left arrow, right arrow, up arrow, down arrow. The only active now is left. I want it to left. When I make it at left side, now to up and to right is active. The point is how to create the definition of the working now structure is a hierarchy. How to create a hierarchy? It is a very easy way, like we did yesterday at the EBS. At the BS, we add and we use the arrow to represent the hierarchy. It is very easy technique, straightforward. Plus, and use arrow to set the hierarchy based on the dictionaries you make or the sketch you make. If I click add, he will do it in different level up to 20 level.
Yeah.
I told you this is not a correct, because the correct is I have to start with the project first, then go to the second level. After completing the second level, I will start creating the third level. So I have to complete all the second level first. Then after creating the second level, I can go now to the third level and fourth level and fifth level and so on.
Yeah.
Is it clear, Ingo?
Yeah.
Type.
Okay.
At this workshop, did you receive the workshop material?
Yeah. In this actual email, I can see only images from 1 to 7. That's a bit difficult. But I have the last days. It's called P6 Workshop Projects, or isn't it?
Okay,
Projects?
I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I sent it to myself, not to you.
As well.
So just a minute.
Yeah.
And instead of reply all, I made a reply only. So let me send it again.
Okay.
Because it is including the workshop you are going to create. And during our course, Ingo will start creating a project as we did yesterday with a calendar we created. Then we going to create the WBS, the activity, the relationship, in order to complete a whole project during the course, inshallah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. just wait another minute ولا حاجة to receive the file again.
Yeah.
Or to receive the file first time. Here it is. When inshallah you receive the file, you will find it in page 29. A workshop breakdown structure like that. This is another way of representing the work breakdown structure. Let me move to Primavera. At the Primavera, we have at the toolbar many selection there. We can use table, Gantt chart, or chart view. The chart view will be like that. So I made a screenshot from the required work breakdown structure we want to create at our workshop. And you have, when you receive the file, you have to create a similar work breakdown structure. Assume that this is the sketch we made it during the discussion of creating the work breakdown structure. The project manager and the team, they draw a sketch like that, and it's time now to create the sketch. Or let Primavera create this sketch in Primavera.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe that you received the file now. refresh the email.
Not yet, but I think we need a little minutes. And it's a PDF file. I can see a basic.
It is a PDF file, yes.
Okay.
It is for your reference later on, inshallah. After we complete the workshop, you can print it and use it in reference to remember what we said, beside the videos, of course.
Okay, now it's coming here on my handy, on my phone, not on computer, but you need some. Here, okay. PDF. Okay, I have received it.
Page 29.
Downloads, okay, speichern. Okay, I understand. That's good. Yeah. Okay.
Go to page 29.
Yeah.
And I will give you only 7 minutes, maximum 10 minutes, to create the work breakdown of the project we created yesterday, similar to the work breakdown structure at page 29.
Okay.
I'm here with you. Just use the project name. Keep the project name what you created yesterday. Use only the name of the work breakdown structure: design and engineering, foundation, structure, mechanical and systems, internal and external finish, and handover. And don't bother yourself with the name of the project. Just use the code DNA as a design engineering. Don't use training final. This is my point. Use the same project we created yesterday. Please share the screen with me.
Sorry, I work on my second computer. So
I'm not using the.
I can better follow you on the right hand side and make the doing in the left hand side. Yeah.
Yes. Again, we need to create the work breakdown structure as it looks like that.
Yeah. Structure. Mechanical. What's STEMCs? What is it?
What's again?
Mechanical and STEMC. What are STEM systems?
I mean systems. Sorry, systems.
Okay. System. HVAC.
Subhanallah.
So finish. Was macht der hier? Structure, mechanical, finish. Okay.
Did you complete it?
Yeah.
The same at the screen?
Yeah.
Type. Can we describe it? It is at the first level is the project itself will be usually at the first level. Then what we can see here that the project has 6 children. The first children is design engineering. The second one is foundation, structure, mechanical and systems, internal and external finishing, and finally handover. And the code of each element is for design engineering D&E, foundation, found, structure STR, mechanical MECH, and so on. But the mechanical has another children, which is HVAC. So HVAC is at the first or at the third level of the work breakdown structure. This is the way of creating the work breakdown structure. Can you find any difficulty in creating the work breakdown structure, Ingo?
No.
The real difficulty is to take a decision outside Primavera. Primavera, as I told you, it has no what you are going to do is completely true for Primavera. But I have to do my homework first outside of Primavera, draw a sketch representing the hierarchy of the work you are going to create by discipline, by type of work, by responsibility, by area, by zone, by functional, whatever the technique I'm going to use. At the end of the day, BS at the WBS represents a hierarchy, breakdown structure. Actually, in project management, and as you know, as I introduced myself yesterday, I'm a project management consultant for more than 25 years now. I can talk about the project management. The project management include many breakdown structure. We discussed yesterday OBS, organization breakdown structure. We discussed today work breakdown structure, or breaking down the work, the scope of work into smaller elements. We have something called CBS, cost breakdown structure. We have another something called risk breakdown structure, RBS. We have another RBS, resource breakdown structure. My point is, project management love the hierarchy way of breaking down the work. They said that it is very good way to representing what you are going to do. Make what you are going to do in a tree, in a breakdown structure. Here, as I told you, the second step after creating the project is breaking down the work into smaller pieces, and this is what we call work breakdown structure. Okay, Ingo?
Yep, it's fine.
Okay. تفضل. Yes. Right. What do we need from the work breakdown structure again? Let's go to some of the tabs. At the general tab, the code you use it, the name you put it. It is active like the project. And the responsible manager is Ingo. What we created, what we chose it for the project yesterday, here also will be responsible manager for the design, مثلا, or mechanical. Or why? I am the project manager as Ingo, but Tahir is the responsible one for the mechanical. I want to assign Tahir as a responsible manager for this package. Here again, we can click here and select from the predefined OBS. Here it is. Do you remember the OBS from yesterday? What we created to represent the responsibility hierarchy, here it is. We can use someone as a responsible manager for this element. This, by the way, is very important in Primavera, Ingo. Why? Because later on, as I told you, the software is designed to be installed at the server. And many users, in some cases, I dealt with 900 users using the same database at the same time. 900 users, a huge company in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
So, are we going to let the 900 or not 900, the 5 or 10 user or 20 user to log to the all work with the same privilege? Of course not. We are dealing with a software, multi-program, multi-user, but with a limitation in login. Limitation is actually some of the administration to be done at the administration, but the first step of making the limitation is to assign a responsible manager to element. Later on, when Ingo, I create him as a user in Primavera, one of the information needed for the user, which element he has the right to access it. So I will tell Ingo that Ingo can see Tahir work, the work which Tahir is responsible for. Primavera will let Ingo only access this information. In our database, there is 100 projects, but Ingo is the mechanical engineer for 3 projects. He will see only the mechanical work at those 3 projects only, not the whole project at the database. So assigning a responsible manager is very important to set the security profile for the user. What I'm saying now, if you are working standalone, in our case, in your case, in my case, we don't need this information at all, because in our case we create a user called Ingo, which is administrator. Administrator mean what? He can access all the information. But at the real life, assigning a responsible manager is essential to let the user access only the information they have right to access it. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. The notebook tab, you can see also at the general tab there are two dates. We call it anticipated. It is the same what we said about the project. I am the responsible of this package, and I have a figure or a point of view that this package will start in a certain time and completed in a certain time. And those dates will not be used with Primavera in calculation at all. It is just for information, to put something for information. Notebook. Do you remember the notebook from yesterday?
Yeah.
We created notebook yesterday for the project, and here also we can create a notebook for each work package, unlimited number of notebook for each work package. Who is responsible for it? What is the type of work on it? How to do it? And you will find all the topics which are related to work breakdown structure. Choose one of it and start adding information. Click modify and add confirmation about objectives, whatever. This information will be shown here, and you can print it and show it at the report later on. Clear?
Okay.
Type. Then what? After creating the work breakdown structure, what will be the next step? The next step is going further more detail. What is the further more detail? We can use it is something called activities. Now it's time to start with the work package we created at the WBS and start creating the details of it. The details again named activity, which name at the Microsoft project task. Do you remember the task? I believe that you are expert in working with Microsoft project, and you know what the task mean. In Microsoft project, they name it task. Here in Primavera, we name it activity. So it's time now to add activity, but we are in the better position than Microsoft project. At the Microsoft project, we start adding activity or tasks directly under the project. Here, we will add the activity under each package. We have a package for a design, so we'll start adding the activity of design. We have a package for foundation, so we'll start add activity for foundation. We have activity for structure, we'll add the activity for structure, and so on. Type. The question is, from where I can add activity? Can I add activity at the work breakdown structure window? No, work breakdown structure is for work breakdown structure only.
Yeah.
Type. Can I add activity from project window? No, project window for creating project and modify project information. Type. From where? There must be another window called activities. Where can I find activities? Activities are project information or enterprise information. Can you answer me?
Project.
Project. So
Activity.
you can notice that project activities, or from directory bar activities, go to activity window.
Yeah, it's in the upper bar. You can see projects, activities, work breakdown structure. Genau. Activity.
Yes, you can see the work breakdown structure what you created in different colors. Here it is. Ingo, would you excuse me? I will make a call, 1 minute call. Just my son is calling me 2 times now, so I will check why.
Yeah, no problem.
Ablel. And of course only. لا مش فاضي كمان ساعتين ان شاء الله. ماشي يلا سلام. خلاص اوكي. Now we are at the activity window, so this is the place of creating the activity window. But before start creating activities, we have to understand what the activity mean and how to add an activity. Let's turn back to the PowerPoint slides. Here it is. It talks about adding activities and the activity types. First of all, as I told you in work breakdown structure, you have to do your homework, sit with the team member and discuss what is the best way of creating the work breakdown structure. Here also, each one responsible for each package at the work breakdown structure will take this package, and I will ask him to do what? I will ask him to add the details of this package. This package is a deliverable foundation. At the end of the day, the foundation of the building will be completed. What do you need to do to complete this package? You're like, I'm the civil engineer, so I know the technical. Give me this package and I will define the activity which must be done to complete this package. As an example, I have to excavate, then make pour plain concrete, reinforcing concrete, insulation, backfill, then slab on grade. There are many activities must be done to complete the deliverable. Who know this activity? The one who is responsible for each package. So at the real life, we'll take each package and move it to the responsible manager. Ingo, you are responsible for mechanical. So please give me the details of mechanical. What do you need to complete the deliverable, which we call it mechanical? What do you need to do to complete the deliverable of this package? Type. When we said that we will add activity in Primavera, we need some information. Some of them are mandatory. It must be. We cannot do it without or creating activity without this information. Like what? First of all, this activity belongs to which work breakdown structure, to which package. We need to know the duration of each activity. We need to know the activity ID and the description of the activity with a detailed description which will be understandable by everyone at the project. Dates of the activity, the type of activity, and the calendar. What type of calendar this activity work with it. Finally, what is the duration type and the percent complete type for this activity. This is the mandatory information. We cannot create activity without this information, but we need another information like codes, documents, relationship, notebook, steps, expenses, resources, constraint. Those could be defined and could be not defined as the type of activity or the work we are going to do. Do we need to add a document, or we add a constraint, or add a relationship? It is not a mandatory information. So when I ask you, you are the responsible of this package, come to me with activities, defined activities, so I need this information. Right. To understand it, the most important thing is to define which activity type we are going to use it for each activity. We touched this point yesterday. I told you yesterday during the default tab of the project that we have 6 types of activities. The default we use it is task dependent. And I told you yesterday, if you remember, that the task dependent means that the calculation will be based on the activity information, the activity duration, and the activity calendar. And I give you an example yesterday. I told you that in some cases, Ingo is outsourcing resource. He working only for 2 days per week, and he assigned to the activity which need 10 days to be done. And Ingo, the only one who can do this activity. It means that it is not a task dependent. It is a resource dependent. What the meaning of resource dependent? That it means that the calculation in Primavera will be depend on the resource is not the task. We have another two types, which we call it milestone. I believe that you know what the milestone is. Milestone is a point, significant point, flag, something you said that it's very important, something very important will start, or something important will finish. It is a special activity. It has no duration. The duration is 0. You cannot assign a resource of it because this is just a flag representing a point at the project. The last two type of activity, level of effort and WBS summary, both of them are summary to represent a group of activity together. Type. What the meaning of task dependent again? Used when work needed to accomplish in a given time, regardless the assigned resource. It not depend on the resource. Resource are scheduled to work according to the activity calendar. The activity calendar is the governor. Duration is determined by activity calendar. Resource can be assigned to task dependent, and you can assign constraint, expenses, documents, and so on. But what is the resource dependent is? Typically, when multiple resources assigned to the same activity can work independently. Schedule according to individual resource calendar, not the activity calendar. We can assign a resource to the activity and assign document and so on. It is like that, like this example. This is example of task dependent. Activity duration is 2 days. Scheduled to start on Monday. Requires 3 resources, each working 2 days. Each of the 3 resources has a resource calendar. First resource has a vacation on Monday and has a vacation on Wednesday. The second resource has a vacation on Tuesday. The high capacity crane are not available at the Monday and Tuesday. They have a special calendar. They are not working on the activity calendar. If we said that the activity type is task dependent, it means that Primavera will respect the duration of the activity, the calendar of the activity, and put the duration calculation is 2 days regardless the availability of the resource. But if we said it is resource dependent, it means that each resource must work in this activity for 2 days. So Primavera will expand the activity duration in order to match with this criteria, to make sure that each resource are here for 2 days. This is the difference between task dependent and resource dependent. The default type, Ingo, is task dependent. This is usually we use it. We use only task resource dependent when we have a special resource with a special calendar. Usually resource use the same calendar of your company. This is my same calendar. But if you hire, as I told you, outsource resource with a special calendar 2 days per week only, so it's better to change the activity type from task dependent to be resource dependent. Right. What about start milestone and finish milestone? Start milestone, we use it to mark the beginning of phase of group of project or deliverable. Has no duration. Has a start date only, has no finish date. We can put constraint, steps, and so on, can be assigned. We cannot assign resource, we cannot assign role. Finish milestone, it is mark of end of activity. Has 0 duration. Has finish date only, and you cannot assign resource or role. Level of effort is a summarized ongoing task dependent on other activity. A summary group of activity. خلاص? We can assign a resource to it, and we cannot assign constraint on it. WBS summary is also a summary of group of activity under a certain work breakdown structure. When we reach this point, when we complete the activity, I will tell you how to add those different type of activity. For now, you have to understand that we have 6 types of activity. By the way, it is not there completely at the Microsoft project. Microsoft project has 2 types of activity only, task dependent and milestone. Here we have 6 types of activity. Choose one of them as a default for new activity. We usually use the task dependent. Why? Because almost 90% of the activity are task dependent. In very special case, we use the other types, which is resource dependent, milestone, start milestone, finish milestone, WBS summary or level of effort. It is a very rare case. Maybe at the whole project, only one activity. ممكن that the project is include 6,000 activity, but he has only one activity we called level of effort. He has only 10 activity we called work breakdown instruction. He has only 25 activity we call it milestone. So the majority for the task dependent and all the other is a special case, and we will discuss those special case during our course inshallah. Type. What we need else to the activity, we need something called codes. Why codes? You're like, do you remember when we create the work breakdown structure? We have some dispute there. Some people said that it's better to create it by type of work, and some said that it's better to make it by functional. Yes, and as a project manager, you decide to use type of work to be the default for the work breakdown instruction. But can I generate another report using the same activity in a different grouping way or a different filtering way by creating a code? Yes, code is for this. Code is to make a different grouping and filtering, to make a different view of the project rather than it is grouped by the work breakdown instruction. We need also to provide the relationship. I believe that you know the relationship. We will not take time in this relationship. Do you know the 4 type of relationship? Finish to start, to start to start, finish to finish. Here it is. This is finish to start. What the finish start mean? When a predecessor activity finish, it means that the second activity or successor activity can start. Here it is. This is what we call the start to start. Both of them can start together. And finish to finish, both of them can finish together. And start to finish, this is a very rare relationship, and it cannot be usually. I've never used it. I'm Primavera user for 31 years now. I never use it because it is odd. And as a consultant, project management consultant, when someone submits the schedule using the start to finish relationship, I reject the schedule because it is not logic relationship.
Yeah.
Right. Why we build the relationship? Because we need to create the network as we represented yesterday. Also, we need to understand something called lag. What the lag is? The lag is modification of the relationship. The original relationship is finish to start. Like this. But the second activity will not start immediately. It will start after a while. After finishing the predecessor activity, 5 days after the finishing the predecessor activity. How to represent it? Yes, make the relationship finish to start, but add something called lag. Lag will make a delay for the start of the successor activity. We had another one called lead. Lead will make overlap between the activity. Look to this exercise, to read this question. Try to model it in your, if you have a paper. This is a scenario between two activities. Activity A, duration is 20 days. The last 5 days, task A involved testing of the product resulting from task A. It means that the whole 20 days is to complete the product, and the last 5 days is to test the product after completion. Right. Task B involves marketing, reviewing product from task for a marketing strategy. Take a photo of the product. He does not have to wait until the test completed. Once the product completed, it means that we can start making the marketing or taking the photo for it. Can we represent it? Yes, we represent it like that. A, 20 days, but before the end of the A, we can start B. This is what we called lead. Lead represented in Primavera by negative lag. Primavera has something only called lag. If you put positive, it will make a delay. If you make negative, it will make overlap between activities. Right. Those are the information we needed for the activity before start doing it in Primavera. Right. Let me show you something. عشان بس يعني to understand what I'm saying. As I told you, I'm a project management consultant, so I'm supporting, main support for many companies to create their own schedules. Here it is. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
What we're expecting from each team member responsible for a package, something like that, Excel sheet like that. Here it is. This is the work package name. Example, foundation, as an example. Foundation. I'm the one who is responsible for foundation of the building. Okay. Location, if we have zone A as an example. Right. The question is, what we need to complete the foundation? The first activity ID is number 1. يقول لك excavation in normal soil. How many days? يقول لك we need 10 days to complete the excavation. Do you know how to calculate the duration of the activity? How to assume or calculate the duration of the activity? Do you know the formula? Ingo.
Yeah.
The formula is very easy. Here it is. Duration. Duration equal to quantity divided by rate. If you want to calculate the duration of an activity, so you must have the quantity will be done at this activity. Excavation, an example. We have 1,000 cubic meter excavation. And the resource, the production rate of the resource is 100 cubic meter per day. So I will do what? Take the quantity, divided it by the production rate. It will be calculate the duration of the activity. Type. In this case, it will be 10 days. I don't like 10 days. 10 days too much. You're like, so you have to add another resource. The correction of this formula is not production rate, but sum of the production rate. Maybe you have more than one resource. You assign more than subcontractor. You put more than one excavator, 2 excavator, 3 excavator. So accumulate the total production rate of the whole resource to determine how long this activity will take as a duration. This is the formula of the duration. Duration equal to quantity divided by sum of the production rate. That's why when we said that planning is not a standalone work. If you want to make a planning, you need a quantity surveyor with you to calculate the quantity of each type of work. You need someone from the equipment workshop to know the productivity of each equipment. You need many people from many disciplines to just get an accurate information for each activity they are going to define. Again, let's return to Excel sheet. In doing it in Primavera, we know how to do it in Primavera. But here, I'm giving you an example of what must happen at the real life. At the real life, you as a project manager or a senior planner, you have to create a document like this. When you assign a responsibility to Tahir, for civil work as an example. قول له طاهر, you are the responsible for the civil work. Here it is. This is your package. This is your scope. This is your drawing. This is your quantity. Please send me a list of all the activity needed to complete your package. Tahir will start doing what? We'll start one by one, add activities, define how many days, and which activity is the next one. When I complete one, I will go to two.
Yeah.
خلاص? Which is plain concrete. As an example, when I complete plain concrete will take 3 days. When I complete, I go to the activity 3, which is reinforced concrete, as an example. So, again, usually Ingo, almost يعني 70% or 80% of the planner is starting from Primavera. I usually recommend not to start from Primavera. Start outside the Primavera, know what you are going to do in Primavera, and then go to Primavera to put the information there.
Yeah.
Here it is. This is what I said, your homework. You have to create your homework, which represent what activity needed to complete your package, the relationship of each activity, what is the resource needed for each activity, duration of each activity. Then, after completing this Excel sheet, send it to the planner. The planner will take this activity and put it in Primavera to represent the work done, and then connect the package together. And this is the responsibility of the project manager and the planner as well. Each one is responsible for his own package, give a relation for his package. But who will make a relation between the different package? The project manager and the planner. Again, I prefer as a Tahir, this is my way of doing the work, is to do the work outside of Primavera first, create a document, represent the work breakdown structure, create a document, represent the activity needed to complete each package at the work breakdown structure, then move it to the planner to put it in Primavera. And this is what we are going to know now, how to add activities in Primavera. Clear, Ingo?
Yeah.
Okay. طيب, it's now, I believe, time to take a break. I believe that online يعني must not exceed 1 hour and 30 minutes. So we'll take 15 minutes and return back after 15 minutes.
Okay. We can hold the line, or what do you think?
Was ist kaputt mit dieser Mannschaft? Habe ich noch nichts gesehen, solche Spieler. Rede. Den ganzen Tag rede, aber mache nichts. Was? Erlaube. Habe. Wollen Sie mal kalt, meine Heizung leer. Mache alle verrückt mit dieser Wärmepumpe. Alle, die haben Haus, müssen machen diese scheiße Wärmepumpe. Aber wer zahlt? Wer bezahlt diese Pumpe? Lang. Ist sie nicht lang. Ist sie brei. Wie Pizza Calzone. Annalena Baerbock. Jetzt ist weiter. Wort. Annalena Baerbock macht Fehler. Schlimme Fehler. Spreche schlechter Deutsch als ich. Scholz. Große Bundeskanzler. Vergesse, was er hatte gegessen zum Mittagessen. Was sie gemacht mit Nord Stream? Gestern wie kleine Pudel vor die Amerikaner warum? Lindner habe keine Profil. Wie soll vor Fußballschuhe getragen so lange? So kann man nichts gewinnen. Die Spieler schwach, wie deutsche Wirtschaft tot. Champions League raus. Basta, erste Runde. Gegenklub und dritte Liga. Musste erstmal trainieren, hart werde besser. Und nichts redet so viel, sonst spiele wie Scheiße. Wir haben fertig.